Hey, Scott here, Scotty's Animals. So, we just got out of the woods with Gary, and now Billy's having some trouble. Come here, Bill. Come on. Come here. Finish it. Finish it. You gotta finish it. So Billy's been having some new tooth issues. Come here, Bill. You gotta finish this. So while he's having his critical care, let's go back in time a couple days and I'll show you what I noticed, how I noticed it, and how we're gonna move forward. Well, I hope this isn't the beginning of something bad with Billy. He may be having issues eating. I'm monitoring his weight now. He seems very voracious in his appetite, but I can't decide if he's having trouble eating. The way he's doing this kind of, it's not a wincing, but it's like a weird chewing mouth movement. So we'll just see how well he eats this. And I'm just going to be monitoring his weight for a day or two. You see that he does this like he's opening his mouth. He might be having molar issues, in which case he'll have to go to Dr. Camphor to get the molars trimmed. This was an issue before. See how he's making that movement? And I noticed 2 pieces of lettuce were not completely eaten, but he has been eating his pellets pretty well. So we'll see how well he eats this. This is just the very first time I'm really noticing it. So I've weighed Billy. He's at 1,300 grams, almost even. Like 1305 or something. And that's where he was last night, but he's been heavier. And it's taking him a while. His bottom teeth, I feel like, are a little long, but I think the real problem is his molars. Dr. Camphor's gonna have to use the special tools to see what's really going on. But for now, come here, try it. Come on. Come on, Billy. No, come on. Okay. Hard to do that with one hand. But I've been giving him some critical care. He has a willingness to eat. It just definitely looks uncomfortable. But he doesn't really. The secret to this is applesauce or baby food. If I add that, it'll make it taste better. Come on, Billy. Come on. But it's like, just let me eat my carrot. So that's why you should pick your piggies up every day and check on them. And if they're not coming out, if they're not eating their hay, if their behavior changes, even if it's not crazy drastically, but don't just rationalize it. There's got to be a reason. So you can see some of these bits are falling out. He's getting most of them, but that's why this is subtle, not obvious. And I could just be a hypochondriac. I could just be paranoid about it, but he had this issue before. This is a big piece of carrot, I'm not going to lie, but he normally could put this down a lot faster, and it just doesn't look like he's... Just look at the way he's chewing. Here, hold on. Finish. Come on. I'm gonna put this down so I can give it to him right. So I gave Billy some CBD, just in case his jaw's hurting. What happened the last time, I encourage you to watch the whole series on My Guinea Pig Stopped Eating. one of his teeth broke, and then the other one was growing long, and his molars grew over his tongue a little bit, and in general it was hard for him to close his jaw, and his muscles got weak, his jaw muscles, and he couldn't close his jaw all the way, and it just set off a cascade of events where he couldn't eat. He got liver disease, and we brought him back. But it looks like his front teeth are a little long right now. I just want to check and make sure his molars aren't too long before this gets out of hand. Get a little crusty. Why? But he has a good appetite. He's eating this carrot after I gave him a whole bunch of critical care. He's just not eating it very well. Carrots are really good way to tell how good their teeth are. And also just the way his cheeks are puffed up, right, like this. It's subtle stuff, but if you know your guys, then you know how they are. So most likely I'm going to have to take him to the vet to get his teeth looked at. Saskia can do it, but I'm not sure I can wait a week. See how he... Sorry, bud. Here you go. Come on, finish the last one. Come on. I know you've had a bunch. Come on, finish it. Come on. You have to. Good boy. Good boy. Here, you want to have this? Oh, it just fell on the phone. A big clump of goop. So we have an appointment. We have an appointment for Dr. Kemper, but it's not until next week. So I'm going to have to monitor him very closely. And I'm going to have to probably feed him critical care several times a day to keep his weight going. Okay, so let's weigh Billy. So that is concerning, although you shouldn't worry too much about a few grams here or there. But he was around 1,300 yesterday, and I've given him some critical care, but I just need to keep on feeding him the critical care and the veggies and whatever he's willing to eat, and I've got to monitor his poops. So that means I'm going to clean his cage out thoroughly so I can see what poopies he's pooping from now on. He's still doing fine, but I know that there's something wrong with his teeth, and you can see that in the video that we just watched. So it's a nerve-wracking week ahead, and it was the soonest appointment that I could get. Dr. Kemper's out of town at a conference. So, BB, what are you doing over there? Don't chew on my yoga mat. It's not good for you. All right. So I'll keep you guys posted. But I just wanted to share this information because it's so easy to miss. It's such subtle behavior if something like this happens. And that's another reason why it's so important to have a scale and to weigh your piggies. And look, this setup is really easy to do. So I'm not thinking of this as more bad news. Okay, you guys, we shouldn't be thinking about our care for our guinea pigs as good news and bad news. This is all a part of living. And sometimes things come up. And we're going to take care of it. So I appreciate you guys being here with me. Here you can see that he's got some soft poops. It's because he's not eating any hay. But hopefully, with all the critical care that I'm going to give him, we can get him back on track, get his poops solid again. And cleaning the cage so that I can see his poops is definitely going to be very important. Incidentally, before I go, I just want to show you that now Billy's up to 1320, where he was at 1280 this morning, and yesterday he was at 1300. So you can definitely see that there's going to be a fluctuation in weight during the course of the day. When I went just now to pick him up, what a handsome guy. When I went to pick him up, he was chewing some pellets. He wasn't in his cubby. He's been in his hidey a lot lately, but just now he was eating pellets. But if you see a pig that normally eats hay and then stops eating hay, then you gotta wonder why. What a handsome guy with a messy face. I love you, Billy. And I was just saying to myself, well, maybe there is nothing wrong with his teeth, but the way he's been wincing when he's chewing, and in general, I love him so much, and I'd rather be safe than sorry. Right, bud? He does feel skinny to me, so I gotta go with my gut.